I just got home from dinner with a friend, and he said something that really resonated with me. He said, a focused mind is a happy mind. And that just resonated so deeply. And I thought about how recently I've actually been having a lot of good days recently. And and by actually I mean I say more so than usual. And I think the reason is because for the first time in a while I have been focused. And I mean focused on a macro level. I think that it's one thing to be able to focus on a micro level, to be able to sit down and do 20 or 30 minutes of work and then maybe take a break and come back and do 20 or 30 minutes. Y'all know I love the Pomodoro technique. It's another thing. It's one thing to be able to go lift weights for an hour. But it's another thing to actually focus on one thing for a few months in a row. And I think that for the first time in a while, I've been focusing on one thing. And I've been focusing on my job search. I've been focusing on applying to jobs, doing LEET code. And taking this data structures and algorithms course, it doesn't mean that I don't do other things. It just means that that is the focus. So I get up every day and I try to do my 2 to 9 Pomodoros, 7 days a week, 2 to 9 Pomodoros. And each Pomodoro is a 25-minute block of focused work. And then after that, I'm free to do whatever. And it doesn't matter if I do other things, but the most important thing, the number one priority every single day is that 2 to 9 Pomodoros. Every single day, that 2 to 9 Pomodoros towards landing me a software engineering job. And I thought about how a lot of days recently I've been feeling very good. And I can compare this to even just a few months ago where I would get up some days and I would say, okay, I'm gonna make a video today, and then after I make a video, I'm gonna play some guitar because that's really important to me too. I wanna make music, and I'm gonna read because I know reading is good for me, and I'm gonna hang out with my friends because I want a social life, and you get the impression. I was trying to do many different things, and I still want to do many different things, but this idea of focusing on one thing at a time, one thing at a time. And I think is really important. And I've failed at this many times before, but I realized that I'm not failing at this right now. At least these last like 6 or 7 weeks, that has been the focus. Putting time towards work. And right now I'm shooting this video because I've already done my Pomodoros. And after I shoot this video, I'll probably go do another Pomodoro. This is like a break between my most important tasks. I'll probably do one more Pomodoro because it's nighttime. But this concept of finding one thing to focus on and doing it for an extended period of time. For me, I told myself that I want to focus on this for 12 weeks. And I actually haven't read, there's this book called The 12-Week Year that my wife read, and she was telling me about it. And I actually need to go read that book. But I was like, okay, this 12 weeks, I'm going to focus hard on getting a job. And it's so interesting. It's so interesting when you focus how calm you become. Like it's like I'm so relaxed. Like I can do other stuff in the day and feel relaxed because I know that every week over week I'm making huge strides because I only have this one main thing, this one lever that I'm just pulling. I'm just pulling one lever. And I hope that and again it doesn't and maybe in the context of there might be different contexts, right? Like you might be watching this working a 9-to-5 job or a 9-to-7 job. I always call it like a 9-to-7 job because I always feel like, you have meetings during the day. At least my experience in corporate America, you have meetings during the day and then you always need those like couple extra hours. I would usually take them in the morning if you were more like a 7-to-5. But yeah, you always need these like couple extra hours to like really do deep work. But maybe your one thing is improving your physique. And so like every day, you might spend like the first 30 or 40 minutes before you even sign on doing some exercise. And then maybe you have like a break between meetings and you eat some like high protein food. And you like, it doesn't matter what you do during that day, but your goal is eating like 130 grams of protein a day or whatever it is. And if you did that for several months in a row, you would be a lot fitter. And it's just like really interesting, or not even several months, even just like even if you did that for a 12-week period, if you had whatever. I don't know how much you guys weigh. I'm like 200 pounds, but if you had, I usually try to eat between like 100 to like 150 grams of protein a day. So if I can more, great. But usually like that's like, I usually just try to hit over 100. But if you're say 130 pounds or 150 pounds and you just ate that your weight in protein every single day for multiple months, it would be crazy how much change you would see because you were focusing. And similarly, like if you, whatever it is, like if your main thing was, even if, I guess I'm bringing up these examples because I'm saying like it's possible to focus on something while still like performing a job, if that's what your current situation is. At least that's what, like, I hope to have a multiple week period, like a 12-week period, for example, while I'm working a 9 to 5 job or a 9 to 7 job, where my focus is guitar. And every morning before I sign on, maybe I play guitar for 45 minutes. And if I just did that for 12 weeks, I would get insanely good, I think. I would make so much progress. And so I happen to be unemployed right now, so I'm able to put in 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours a day, every single day into the job search. But I just want to like, I just brought up that example because I wanted to come at it from different contexts. I know if you're watching this, you might have a different life situation, but either way, the whole point is like, it's having, coming back to my friend's quote, a focused mind is a happy mind. Like having one thing that you're doing consistently for however long you decide. I like 12 weeks right now. I really like 12 weeks right now, but however long you decide. And if you just do that one thing every day, you feel focused from a macro level, and your mind is so clear, and you have a lot of good days because this whole feeling of like, did I do enough today, isn't there, because you just have this one task that you have to do every day and to consider your day a win, and then you just do it. So anyway, I thought I would share because this is just something that it's kind of a light bulb that went off in my mind recently. That look, I've been every day I get up and I do these Pomodoros, or I get up and work out and then do Pomodoros, and it's just like, and then I can do whatever I want. But it's just every single day I just do that every day, and I've realized I'm really happy. And once I get a job, I want to have that same system. I think, obviously I'm gonna probably in the beginning of my job, my highest priority is gonna be being a high performer, because I know if you're a high performer at work, you just feel better about everything. So I don't know, maybe I'll have a 12-week season where I am focused on doing like 1 or 2 hours of deep work outside of normal office hours every single day. Doing the 9 to 7, which is what I thought, last time I was working corporate, that's what it took for me to feel like I was performing really well. And so maybe I'll do a 12-week where it's like, I'm doing 1 to 2 hours a day, and even like 1 to 2 hours on the weekend. I wasn't doing on the weekend before, but maybe I do like 1 to 2 hours a day and 1 to 2 hours every weekend day on work, just to like explode and try to become a high performer. And then maybe I'll do a 12-week season of something else, and then maybe I'll do another 12-week work season, or a 12-week season or maybe by then I've like gotten more efficient, and I can keep performing at that high level without doing weekend work every weekend. I don't know, but I guess I'm just kind of like speaking right now to this. This is a little bit of a stream of consciousness. I'm feeling very good after having a very energizing hangout with my friend, and just coming back to a focused mind is a happy mind. And I think that the moral of what I'm trying to get at is I want to be able to look at myself at any given time and be able to answer the question, Rishi, what is your focus? Like, what are you focusing on this quarter? Maybe I'll change the time horizon at some point, but I want to be able to look at myself and say, what is the focus? And I want to be able to actually have an answer. And so anyway, I thought I'd share this concept. I hope y'all like this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, and I will talk to y'all in the next one.